Love's got beach. Broccoli dip.
Gang!
A car was out of control, rolling down a hill.
Welcome to the Matrix. What up, Crumble? Welcome to my Matrix. Welcome to my Matrix. I can see me living in a Matrix. Living in a Matrix. Living in a Matrix. Everybody, welcome to my Matrix. Welcome to my politics, media, education, and business. Military.
I'm glad I wasn't doing nothing crazy because I did not know he was live.
DJ Chakra Doctor in the building. Me and Crumble about to get y'all that work in this bitch. Welcome to my matrix. Welcome to my matrix. Agent Smith looking for you. Don't you ever get complacent. Welcome to my matrix. You want to give him a preview? You want to give him a preview? You want to give him a preview, Mr. Crumble?
Okay, all right.
Just like give him one slide. Give him one slide to show them, give him a glimpse of what we about to be talking about real quick. Show him one slide, and I'm gonna let and DJ gonna turn the music back on 1, 2, 3.
Which one did you want to do? Giants or?
Yeah, you already know. That's what we came to do. We came to Black History Month.
Hey, okay, all right. Here we go. Here we go.
Hold on, man. Let's get it cracking. Let's go Matrix.
Bring him to the Matrix. We're gonna bring him to the Matrix real quick.
Give him a little peek at what we about to talk about. Yeah, give you a peek at what we about to talk about.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Where's that? I can't see it. There we go. Okay, let's hit it. Big brother watching everybody who got it, keep an eye on. Welcome to my matrix. Sitting game, mainframe, love game. I'm protecting Zion. Smoked out, come and Buddha. Lion, come and Judah. Black dog, come and Allah. Triangle, Bermuda. 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons. Black cat, I got 9 lives. Ascension of future. Meta-human. Superpowers, I'm a meta-human. Perfection, I strive every day. You can call me a better human. Star, crystal, indigo, baby. I come to set you free from your enslavement. Welcome to my matrix. Welcome to my matrix. I receive you living in a matrix. Living in a matrix. Living in a matrix. Everybody, welcome to my matrix. Welcome to my politics, media, education and business, military and medicine, banking, religion, black market, stock market. These are just the basics. Everybody, welcome to my matrix. This is the matrix. My politicians corrupting my media, telling lies. My education disguised. This is the matrix. My business is corporation. My military industry is terrorizing your nation. This is the matrix. My medicine, they don't heal you. All of my things are inflated. All my religions, they kill you. This is the matrix. Stock market fact. If you need an organ from blacks, we got a market for that. Look, my style is organic. My nature demands it. I'm saving the planet. I'm taking advantage. From killing myself with these poisonous habits. Now I'm helping myself and you taking it badly. Labeled as a renegade, even though I'm free, I know you still want me to be your slave. Sour like a lemonade, like maybe a lemon. I mean, I think with that lemonade. Woo! Like maybe a lemon. I mean, I think with that lemonade. Oh yeah, it is. It is time. It is time to talk about some gangster shit. Let's get it, y'all. Welcome to another jewel-dropping episode of the Next Files, man. This man here is on a roll. He got off live, about to get on this live. We about to get it in real quick, you know. So there's this clip I've been wanting to play everybody, man. I told y'all, you know, this is who I believe, you know, this cracks a big old code for us when it comes to, you know, who we are and where we come from and what and what is we doing here. You know what I mean? We got the brother Crumb in the building. And before we begin, Crumb, do you have anything to say, my brother?
Yes, absolutely. I want to say
you got a little feedback. You got I don't know what that is. You got like something.
Hold on, let me see.
Something going whoop, whoop, moving all around.
I'm gonna fix my mic real quick. Audio. Let's see. Is that better?
Yeah, we're in the building.
Yeah, I want to say thank you to all the family. Thank you for having me, Chakra Doctor. So glad you're off and you're out of jail. They can't keep a good one down. Love gang in the building. Get your vaccine. Get your exemptions, family. You already know what it is. 818-429-1675. Tap all the way in. It is I, your humble brother Crumb. You know me as the master student. I want to thank everybody. Show all types of love. It is a beautiful Tuesday. Let's get it. Peace and love.
Hold on. Hit him with the Crumb TV intro. What you be saying? No, not the video. What you be saying?
Okay. All right. So if you could, please repeat after me. Peace, Ashe, Islam, Namaste, Hotep, Ubuntu, Oseo, Ni Hao, Konnichiwa, Assalamu alaikum, Walaikum salam, Salam, Salem, Unjambo. How are the children? What up, though?
What up, though? What up, though? That's why I come in as Hip Hop Jesus. What up, though? Yeah.
Good, doctor. How are you?
I am swell, well, and great, divinely blessed, wonderfully infinite. Attitude of gratitude is my longitude and latitude. You already know, man. You already know we got to get it in, man. I don't know. Can you pull up the clip that I sent you or no?
Was it the text message?
Yeah, remember the Giants? The Giants clip on Instagram that I sent you?
Instagram. I got it. Let me see.
I know I texted it to you, but it's an Instagram clip.
No, yeah, you're good.
I
got the.
Let me.
Okay. Hold on. Let me share screen.
Yes, share the screen, and we're gonna start it off with that, and then we're gonna elaborate into the, you know, we're gonna dive deeper down the rabbit hole, man, and crack some more of these codes that they don't want us to crack. You know, get down to the meat and potatoes of the thing, and show y'all why they really hating on me, man. You know, show y'all why they really hating on it. They don't want us to get this information. They don't want us to get our hands on this type of data, because then our minds will have to accommodate the responsibility of the data. Okay, and when the mind is giving something, when a mind is given a new problem to solve, it will solve it. Right? So, boom, I'm about to put this on a solo layer. We about to full screen that, and we can play it from the beginning and get that audio, man. I would love for you to show that to the people.
Yes, sir.
From the beginning.
Yes, sir.
Caller B.
I don't see the.
You could always refresh it.
Okay, yeah, smart. Yes, sir.
So now they're going down to this Egyptian, and you can see it sure looks like it's like a statue. But then they came to here, boom, and I was just blown away. That's the guy's ribs. There's no question, those are his ribs. Those are his ribs all the way down here. That is his lung. It's the right colors for the ribs, the marrow of the ribs. The red is the the lungs, and the part of the lung picks up stuff that is a different color because it's being transitioned into oxygenated. Then just below that, you have the liver and so forth. And I mean, it's I don't know what else to say. This is an Egyptian that was petrified. And it doesn't get any clearer than that. There's his ribs. Boom, 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 boom. You can see him coming up just like that.
All right, y'all. Man, if you, oh damn, I was about to put us on a small screen. But before we get into it, y'all, black people, I need y'all to get y'all pen. I need y'all to get y'all pad. I need y'all to write down anything that connects any dots for y'all and jot it down in your pad, no matter how big or small it is. I've been for the last about 2 weeks. 2-3 weeks. I've been reevaluating my whole life because, you know, I ask for the truth and I search for the truth and I seek the truth. And when you find it, you're like, okay, what do you do with the knowledge? What do you do with the information? But black people, what you are witnessing, what you are, I could try to put it back. What you are witnessing, if you can put it back without the sound, what you are witnessing is an Egyptologist explain the fact that these monolithic, tall statues in Egypt are actually not statues, right? They're actually the remains of our ancestor giant black people, right? Big. I'm talking about that's a rib cage as big as somebody's house. How your rib cage is big as somebody's house. Think about the size of that. You know how much it costs for air conditioning and heating and everything in somebody's house and a mortgage. You got a mortgage in your right lung, bro. He has a mortgage in his right lung. You know, you look at it, it's a petrified, meaning that it sat so long it turned back into the earth itself. And when you analyze it, the big part about it that has me reevaluating my whole life is that it's human, y'all. Understand what that means. That means that we have definitely been bamboozled. You can ride a bike down his arm. You can ride a motorcycle or a car down his arm. Arm is as wide as a street or wide as a sidewalk. And the fact that they call us these names like the sleeping giants. Right, they call us the sleeping giants, and you know what's gonna happen when we awaken the sleeping giant. They're always talking about this sleeping giant thing, and it makes you wonder. It's like, okay, and guess what, y'all? This is 2017 footage, which means this is 2022, which means they probably having this footage forever. And just now, during the age of the internet era, it's begun to leak. You know, a lot of things gonna leak in the age of the internet because everybody got access to knowledge and information in a goddamn compressed enter and hit some keys on the keyboard now. And so a lot of truth is gonna come out during that time. But if you look at it, Brother Crumb, Brother Crumb was like Dr. Chakra. You know, I did a PowerPoint on the Giants, like, you know, a while back. I'm like, man, we need to bring that PowerPoint back up, and we need to prove to y'all that, number one, the Titans, the Colossals, the Giants, whatever you want to call them, are real. Number two, you feel me? After we prove that they real from this PowerPoint, hey man, it's time for us to reevaluate in our life and start doing it big, man. It's time for y'all to stop settling for less, man. We come from giants, man. Our giants are our parents, man. Fucking I'm reevaluating my life because my ancestor is 3 to 4 stories tall.
Woo! He said stories.
Stories.
Come on.
Remember, they tell you in the book, it's bedtime stories. And its bedtime stories always be about these superheroes or these myths or these legends where these big people or these big creatures or these big somethings exist. Whether it's dragons or it's dinosaurs, whether it's giants and David and Goliath, whether it's goddamn Jack and the Beanstalk, whether, whether it's the Loch Ness Monster, there's always been this story of this fee, fi, fo, fum, big. Remember, they say God is a big man in the sky. Wait a minute.
Ooh, you
nigga, he is a big man in the fucking sky.
Okay.
He is a big man. Keyword, man, that was a big ass man. That was a man's body. That was a grown, nigga. Talk about a grown ass man.
Come on.
Talk about a grown ass man. What we come from giants. We come from giants. And you wonder why they don't want to let us. You wonder why they don't want to let us up. We too up. We up enough as it is.
Yeah.
You wonder why they trying to keep us down, nigga. We giants. And it's coming out, man. And I want us to reevaluate who we are, what we can do, how we can do it to become a big giant in our life and impact the lives of others. Because you can't be a giant without impacting the little lives around you. Okay. You feel me?
That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
So let's get into it, man.
Okay. Let me share this other screen. Oh, sorry, wrong button. All right, whenever you're ready.
Sound like you got feedback or something, man, like an air conditioner or something out in the background or something. You might have to switch.
Let me switch the mic.
Yeah, switch the mic. Oh, we in the building. Land of the Giants. Let's get it.
Does that sound better?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So, I assume we've all seen the movie Avatar. I guess we can take a little vote if you want and see who has and has not seen it. If that's what you like to do.
If you haven't seen the movie Avatar, 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 go check it out. On one of them streaming channels. Just for the people, if you've seen the movie Avatar, you already know what we're talking about, though. Let's get it.
So if you've seen it, chime in. Press type in Love Gang. If you've seen it, type in Love Gang. All right. So
if you've seen it, type in that Love Gang. Let's get it.
In the movie Avatar, the Na'vi tribe were giants, 2 times the size of a human. And these right here are just some ideas to give you an idea of how big the Na'vi were. I forgot this guy's name right here. But
Mark Wahlberg.
Oh, that's it. Thank you. Mark Wahlberg is average size, like 5'6", 5'7", 5'8", 5'9", something like that. But beside him is The Rock, who is 6'5". I guess he's kind of tall. Beside The Rock is this Asian guy. He's definitely tall. And beside the Asian guy is the main character from the movie Avatar. And it gives you an idea, he's double the size. He's 2 Mark Wahlbergs.
He's like 10 feet tall.
Right. Even comparing them to some of them old pictures, the avatars were pretty big. Now, the thing with the avatars is it's not that they were big, it's that they were big because they had big trees. That's why they were big. So the reason I say they are big because they have big trees is because of oxygen. Well, what's the connection between oxygen and trees? Well, oxygen comes from plants. So there's your connection. So
remember oxygen. So I teach people and show people that the oxy or the oxy code or the oxy gene is your literal divine masculine source heritage and sacred feminine source heritage, whether you're male or female. Why? The O representing the 0 point, representing the nothingness that all the somethingness had to come from, right? Which represents when you look at it, all of our blood types, the majority of blood types on planet Earth is O. When you look at O is also a sacred number because it turns into a number and it's important in the binary system of ones and zeros, right? But O is also representative of the circle, the cipher, okay? And so it represents what? The cipher is what? Source. And so the O, the Om, remember it says Om and they chant Om, they're chanting Oh. Or when somebody go in the song, Oh, no, right? Or somebody you see, or when you see somebody go, no, right? Notice the frequencies of, you know, the different words that come with the O. And one of the main frequencies, the number one word in the world that comes with the letter O is love, right? So we know that O is the 0 point, the source. And then from O sprang the first created creature, which one might call the X, or the X chromosome, aka the female or the sacred feminine. All right. So from the great grand holy mother O comes her vicegerent daughter X. X is basically a creator and a manifester, and in order for the creator to create and manifest at its greatest height, it needs a mirror, something to gauge itself in, and in comes the X degenerating itself and turning itself into a Y, aka the male. And the male is the mirror. The male is the guy in the fairy tale that's saying, mirror, mirror. I mean, when the girl is saying, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? She's talking to her man. Her man replied, said, you are, right? So if you look at it, this is our sacred spiritual heritage. The source mother, the black woman is God, and the black man is God right there. Oxy. And this is why oxygen is the number one thing we need in order to proceed to do what? Breathe. Breathe. Breath is the breath of life. Breath comes from the oxygen, and cracking that code for you right there. Boom.
Beautiful breakdown. It made perfect sense. Now, I'm not 100% sure. I might be reaching. I might be teaching. I have no idea. I've asked the listening audience, make your own decision. I would even theorize that Jinn would be Genesis, or something to that effect. But nonetheless,
the gene of Isis.
Oh, Jean. Oh,
Jean. The Isis gene. Remember Jean Grey?
Come on.
Jean Grey. Remember, so they show you the most powerful mutant on X-Men is Jean Grey.
Come on.
And Jean Grey is powerful because if you go look at the movie where she gets turned into Phoenix, they show you that some cosmic goo, this black cosmic sacred feminine goo, inhabits. And yes, it does. And it's this flamey black goo, and it inflames and it takes over her body and turns her into the greatest mutant in the Marvel universe. One of the greatest mutants, or if not the biggest, baddest mutant in the Marvel universe. So much so that even Professor Xavier doesn't even know the realms of her power. And he's like and remember, he's Professor X Xavier. So X Xavier, aka the X chromosome, is teaching what? The gene, right? Is teaching Jean how to harness her power.
Come on.
Right?
Okay.
Because if she don't know how to, because when she don't know how to control her power, ladies, this is why you got to get control of your emotions. Because when you don't know how to control your emotions, you are a lethal threat to the world and society. But when you are emotionally controlled, mentally controlled, you are the greatest asset to the entire universe. Okay, and so it all shows, and they show you in all of these different different TV shows, all of these different cartoons and movies, man. So thank you, man. Keep going.
Bigger plants mean more oxygen, and in the movie, this plant was pretty big. So more oxygen, because it's the same amount of space, means a higher density of air. Now, there's a hyperbaric oxygen therapy chamber thing.
That's the Wolverine chamber, y'all. In X-Men, you see how you see that, and two, Luke Cage get turned by a machine like that too. But go look at it. That's the Wolverine chamber, y'all. I call it the Wolverine chamber. But preach on, Brother Crow.
Hyperbaric oxygen therapy is 100% saturated supplemental oxygen delivered at a high atmospheric pressure. Patients are placed in a high pressure full body chamber, which is the hyperbaric chamber. This increases oxygen delivery to all of the tissues of the body. In the clinical and animal studies, hyperbaric oxygen therapy promoted. It promoted a lot of different things, but as you can see right here, the number one thing. Now, if anybody cares to fact check me, they can just kind of copy and paste everything I just read into Google, and it'll tell you where I got it from. So my source, they listed the very first thing that they thought was the most important was cell growth.
And guess what? That shows you that the cell is the O, remember, because the cell is circular, the O, and it is following the O command. And what is the number one? O is, let's say O represents the universe. What is the number one thing that the universe is always doing with or without your permission? Expanding, growing.
Now, Doctor, I wanted to bring your attention to the last two bullets because, well, actually, no, let's just say all four bullets, because other than my initial one, I think to put us in the mind of Wolverine, these next four are going to tell all. Reduction of swelling, new blood vessel formation, tissue repair, wound healing.
Well, wait a minute. So that's literally the powers of Wolverine.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wolverine is like the best one, is like top 5 mutants of all time on there because he can heal. So think about it. Why he's the one that can heal so fast, and he's the one that always goes through so much too. He goes through the most pain because he's the one that can heal the fastest. Ain't that something? So those of us who are healers out here and know how to heal people, we're gonna go through the most pain because we are the ones who know how to heal fast.
Teach. Now, even though that's all right and exact, I must attempt to bring this conversation back to the movie Avatar. Now, in the movie Avatar, it was a 5-year trip to Pandora. So Jake slept in a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. Y'all better
Can you
go back.
Can you hit him up? Can you get him? Can you get him and show him what Pandora is? Pandora definition.
Pandora definition.
Pandora.
A burrowing bivalve mollusk with a fragile shell. What the heck? No. Let me go for more. Okay, here it is. Origin. Pandora
Greek.
is Greek. Yes, sir. 3-stringed lute. Now, the meaning. I'm sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
People also ask, because to get the right answer, you got to ask the right question. And I think this is what we're looking for. Correct me if I'm wrong. Noun, Greek mythology, the first mortal woman. Out of curiosity, she opens a box, letting out all humans' ills into the world. Or in a later version, letting all human blessings escape and to be lost, leaving only hope.
So now, remember that it's showing you in the movie that they're going to the first woman. They're going to the womb, Pandora's box, letting you know that box. You remember, you know that cube also represents 2 as well. That box.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So I think Pandora's box actually represents, the cube, letting out all of humans' ills and letting their blessings slip away with when they tap into the wrong aspects of the box. I feel like the box is a gift and a curse. Those who tap into the box, who has a righteous aim in life, the box will bring them to their highest righteous altitude. And those who tap into Pandora's box, with a negative aim in life, it will bring them to their lowest negative depth.
Absolutely. I think this might be, I might be wrong. I might be reaching, I might be teaching, I might be strong, I might be wrong. I don't know. But I think this might even be likened or akin to Eve taking upon the apple and kind of opening her mind.
Exactly. And then when you dig a little deeper, the Jack in the Box and you know how the Jack in the Box is supposed to be this fun thing, and then this clown hop out like, ha ha ha, you lost. Basically, you know, that Pandora's box, right?
Ooh, right.
Yeah, and if you notice, you know, yeah, we already did touch upon the cube, but everything is a box. Everything is this, you know, they even call the female cooch, you know, a box.
Right.
So it's just showing you how, look at it, they're about to go to a planet called Pandora, the box, the womb.
Come on, that's right. So now, when we talk about more oxygen means higher density, we see the oxygen causes cell growth. He's in some type of high oxygen chamber. Let's talk about dinosaurs, because we're talking about giants after all. So if we're going to play that game, let's just play the game. Now, this is independent. I'm not saying dinosaurs are real. I know according to some people's faith and convictions, they don't subscribe to that, and that's all fine.
Well, in my faith and conviction, I'm saying that if giants are real, this is just my opinion. If giants are real, everything real, yo. If they got 4-story tall human beings in existence back then, now, or if ever in life, has there ever been 3-4-story tall human being like you've seen on, you know, even I think that statue was like almost 2.5 to 3 stories tall. And if that ever, now that the evidence was real, that it's real, like there were tall giant people, big, humongous, gargantuan fucking people that existed, that probably still exist. So I was pretty sure that they probably had some big reptiles and some big mammals and some big birds or creatures that can fly and bigger trees with bigger everything. You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure those big creatures that were in the seas back in the day when everything was more big because of the more oxygen and all of that stuff. So, you know, I was one of those people that was like, man, dinosaur, that shit ain't real. But nah, man, I had to look at symbolism. Then I had to look at, nah, man, what if they really had big, tall, colossal, ginormous ass motherfucking reptiles, nigga? And when you look at this, it's like, well, they got big, tall, ginormous, colossal fucking black people, nigga. And so it's pretty obvious that, you know, they had some dinosaurs, some tall reptiles in the building. I believe. That's my personal opinion, man. You know, add my logic, like, hey, if they had big, tall human beings like that, man, I know they had some bigger creatures to match them. You know what I mean? As, you know, as an ecosystem balance.
Yeah, I've heard people say that back then, during reptilian humanoids lived during dinosaur age, during dino times. I don't know what it was, something like that. But yeah, I seen in one of these science articles or something, they're saying back in the day there used to be some type of now this is Scientific American, brother. This isn't, I don't want you to, when I say reptilian humanoid, I don't want you to think conspiracy theory. I want you to think Scientific American, Science Daily, you know, within that realm. So, you know, they said back then there were reptilians who walked on 2 feet. They may have had some type of intelligence, pineal gland, but I digress. As we were saying, you know, higher oxygen levels help dinosaurs to thrive and spread, experts find. Sauropods expanded as carbon dioxide levels drop. We know that plants consume carbon dioxide. So the rise of plants mean the rise of oxygen.
Wait a minute, bro. I just got a download.
Come on with it.
Could it have been that the war, remember the King Kong versus Godzilla, was the big, tall, black giants versus the fucking dinosaurs?
Ooh, you teaching. Okay.
The King Kong, you know they consider us apes and monkeys, But take that away, that's science code for niggas.
Right.
Okay. And you know King Kong, Godzilla represents the reptile. All right. Godzilla represents the reptile. So there's this eternal fight that they keep telling you about of King Kong versus Godzilla. And the one thing that just flashed across my head, well, what if that is a symbolic meaning of the tall black giants that went to war with the big tall reptiles and it went down, and these bones that we're digging up and finding are the remnants of a time once past when these big monolithic titan gods used to roam the earth. And they went to war and destroyed each other and big old parts of the earth with it. And we had to start from scratch on some flood shit, or some shit probably sunk into the ground, or something big and cataclysmic happened because of this big ass war between the King Kongs and the Godzilla. Remember, the Kong is the Congo. King, that's us, niggas. All right, you know, the Godzillas. Remember, I keep telling y'all, our earliest ancestors are not black people. Our earliest ancestors are reptiles. So once you get that through your head, you'll understand why certain parts of the black body is like a reptile. For instance, how we get ashy, black people, that's reptilian in our DNA. How we have a part of our brain, everybody, all humans have a part of their brain called the R complex, the Ra complex. The Ra standing for what? Reptile. Or the Re standing for reptile. Okay. When you look at all of these things that show us that we have a close lineage with that which we call reptile or amphibian, then it's not going to be hard to decipher the way that they symbolically give it to us in movies and different picture films and certain different pieces of information, that knowledge is that they decide to bubble up. So that the powers is like the powers that be let this leak, or the powers that be leaked or got away from their hands, so that we can decipher this shit, man.
Factory. So just a little blurb from that article I just referenced. It says, rising levels of oxygen in the atmosphere millions of years ago helped dinos to flourish. Levels of the gas rose nearly a third in 3 million years, which experts say is very rapid. Researchers said they may have set the scene for sauropods, which were the largest animals ever to live on land, to expand. The oxygen rise also coincided with a drop in carbon dioxide. Scientists tested rocks from Colorado Plateau and the Newark Basin that formed at the same time 600 miles apart on Pangea. They found that oxygen levels in the atmospheric jumped from 15 to 19%. Today's atmosphere has about 21% oxygen, folks. That's it. What's remarkable is that right at the oxygen peak, we see the first dinosaurs appearing, said lead researcher, professor of Polytechnic Institute of New York, Professor Mike Benton of University of Bristol said, the first dinosaurs were quite small, but higher oxygen levels in the atmosphere are associated with a trend of larger size. So in simple terms, that's what we saw. Going back to the movie Avatar, a lot of those animal characters in Avatar had a dinosaur-esque feel to them. What do you think?
Yes, they did. It had a back in the day dinosaur-esque feel to it.
Okay.
And the peak and the blue beings, aka the black beings, the hue beings, the human beings, they had a connection with the earth, and the name of the goddess Earth on their movie, her name was Ewa. And they had a connection through the earth through this eternal, immortal, what? Tree. That these trees about to play a big part on the heritage of our ancestor, God ancestor, Titan, big black giants, man.
Absolutely. So as we can see, the trees have been cut because the oxygen levels have dropped. We know that there are famous stories about people cutting down these trees. Now, no one knows for sure why ancient trees were cut down, but cutting down trees is still a very popular practice. Case in point, George Washington chopping down a cherry tree. I think it was his father who asked him what happened. He said, "I cannot tell a lie." and he snitched on himself or whatever the case may be. Also, in the Bible, in Genesis chapter 3, verse 22, we have the story where Adam and Eve just ate from the tree of knowledge, and God goes back to the other gods and says he must not be allowed to reach out his hand and take also from the tree of life and eat and live forever. So now we're going to see where these trees are in the Bible, in history, they're in the movies. And speaking of,
And one of the big things that the movies show you is that they're alive, they breathe, they have consciousness, and they're immortal. They're immortal. They're big, man. They're giants.
now another movie, just mentioning it, just putting it out there, another movie that advocated against the mania, against, this war against nature, was the Lorax movie, where this mystical character spoke for the trees, because a lot of truth is said in jest. It was a little movie, it's a cute reference, but the reality still remains. We can look at these pictures, and it reminds us to
Now
never.
I want everybody to pay attention to this shit, y'all. This nigga about to show y'all that fucking work. They about to show y'all. Now remember, this is the same way they be posing next to the animals after they killed one of them animals, man.
Well,
look how they about to do these. Look how they about to be posing next to these trees that they're murdering.
right, and I'm so glad you said the word murder. And I know somebody right now is talking crap. They're saying that the master student and the chakra doctor are tree huggers, and that very well may be the truth.
Oh, that's 100% true. I love trees. I got 2 trees in my yard. I love the tree people. I communicate with the trees. The trees communicate with me. I know for a fact that they're alive and well with souls and their own ecosystem, their own way of thinking, living, breathing. They are called what one is called the stillness. And this is why this is why the Bible says, "Ye shall be like a tree planted by the river of waters that bringeth forth fruit in its season, and your leaves shall not wither, and whatsoever ye do, it shall prosper." We can learn a lot from the trees, and the trees are the reason why we're able to breathe, actually. And so we have an intrinsic relationship with them. Do you know that the trees are the only creatures on the face of the planet Earth that mirror our 112 mineral composition? I'm 102, sorry. 102 mineral composition. This is a big wake-up call that there's only one being on the face of the planet that mirrors my DNA, and it is the trees. And it is said that if we were to replace our magnesium with their chlorophyll, they would be animated, walking around with blood, and we would be standing still, breathing in carbon dioxide.
Wow.
And so, it is 100% fact that they are our closest of kin, and it was the 100% fact that on the movie, that's the thing that they came to attack. They came to attack the tree. On Dragon Ball Z, whenever you get the Dragon Balls and the big old ape monkey comes, the big old King Kong comes, it is always come by a tree. It always got a tree under it. Daniel's son, be like the bonsai tree on Karate Kid. It goes on and on. The trees, long live the trees.
I know that's right. I speak for the trees. Teach. So we see these pictures where they take pride, and I'm going to use your word, which is so accurate. They take pride in murdering trees, and these big trees in particular. Why would you cut down a tree this big? This is crazy. But I digress. Moving on, we see these pictures where they're just going at these big monolith of trees. So it's such a pity and a shame.
That's a whole family. That's a whole 2 generations sitting on a murder stump. And it goes to show you that, you know, it's an all-out front. Remember, it's an all-out front against nature. This is why they make you kill the insects with raid, and got you killing all the spiders, all the roaches, all the bees, all of the rodents. They got you killing all of those instead of learning how to get in tune with them and communicate with them so that you can have a relationship with them like Dr. Doolittle, right? Nah, they're going to make you kill it. They're going to show you how to kill it. The trees, they're going to chop that down. They're going to murder them and show you how to kill that. Then yourselves, they're going to make sure you learn how to kill yourselves at a high rate as well. They said the devil came to steal, and his second duty was to kill and destroy. Steal, kill, destroy. If you see anything, and they said there was going to be a method that the devil did it with, and it was going to be what? Deception. So anytime you see deception, people stealing, killing, and destroying something, that's where the devil lies at. The devil is in the details. You can pay attention to the details to see what somebody really about.
Ooh, teach. Brother, I wanted to ask the listening audience, did your grandma have any plants in the house, in the kitchen, in her room, so on and so forth? If so, you know, can I get another love gang?
Wait a minute, you just brought it to a special moment in my and you just brought it to a special moment, man. Damn. Yeah, can we get a love gang? Damn, that's special.
Now, also, brother, I wanted to bring this to your attention as well. So this is my website. I'm sorry, my Facebook page, Crumb TV Tutoring, Crumb TV Education and Our People. That's my website, yada yada. I did this video. It only got 2.2 thousand views. I'm blocked, so I can't like it. But anyway, it says, shut up. It says Avatar exposed. They copied Fern Gully. Do you mind if I play this?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
All know Avatar. It's the highest gross. We all know Avatar. It's the highest grossing movie of all time. But the story isn't exactly original.
Wait a second.
In fact, it reminds me of Fern Gully. Surely James Cameron didn't copy Fern Gully. So, Avatar is about a mulleted moron who is physically transformed to blend with the native intelligent humanoid species of a forest.
You know about it, Jake?
Good.
Yeah, I can see you can remember that one.
Who live in a special tree which his employers are seeking to destroy.
That's how they move up and down. We're going to need accurate scans on every column. Roger that.
But even the details are spookily similar. For instance, the hero gets lost and chased by a giant purple predator. Then he's saved by and falls in love with the tribe leader's daughter. She teaches him to feel the pain of nature and that it's all connected, while they have romantic swims and dance around in a sparkly fluorescent forest. Along the way, he competes with the local alpha male and mourns the death of an older female mentor.
And I'm not your enemy!
Why don't you come with me and the boys? We'll give you a taste of real Fern Gully wildlife.
I love you. I'll always be with you. Then it all ends in an aerial battle against the massive evil human machines, and nature wins. A lot of these similarities are just story tropes, but some are just suspicious.
You gotta be kidding me.
Did James Cameron copy Fern Gully?
This tree is...
Well, Fern Gully came out in 1992, and Cameron says he started writing Avatar in 1995, so he might have seen it when he started writing. You know what else came out in 1995? White man stole their lands and their movies.
This is
Hey, man.
very sad only.
All
all right, Gummy. We're going to war.
So what do you think? Is Avatar a real ripoff, or is it just one big coincidence?
Crumble.
You already know, man. And so I had to bring it to. I gotta bring it right here, for this, because you said the plants in the house, and it brought me to a flash of a thing that I always, I wanted to just get your view on it, and I noticed a pattern, right? And somebody had asked me, why do you see evil people, right, still succeeding in the material aspect of life? And, I had got a revelation from the universe, and one of those revelations was, you ready for this? It came to me like this. I go in the project, right? And I go and see in the front, you see anybody's front yard, side yard in the project, no plant life, no animal life, no nature. I went, man, my first time stepping foot in California, I stepped foot in Burbank, California. Everybody had grass, plants, trees, dogs, and they paid homage to nature. Y'all don't know how good karma is when you decide to adopt nature, right? But I noticed it was not just that, it was a beautification. Like, you see a beautification process, but no, like, they have a whole beautified setup when you go into the suburb, but when you go into the hood, the same beautified setup that can be replicated is not replicated. And I said, damn, is that a coincidence that in the hood we don't pay homage to nature, so nature don't bless us and pay homage to us? While in the other places that's not the hood, they pay homage to nature, whether it's indirectly or directly. They take care of nature, so therefore nature takes care of them, right? Now, even when they're doing something like, I done cut down a tree, right? Now, they done cut down a tree, but guess what? In their yard, they got 2 bushes with a garden and all kind of tomatoes growing, and they feed their children natural. So you want to be technical. It's kind of like a quid pro quo when it goes with nature. Nature has a scheme of checks and balances to where, hey, if you do these many destructive things, these things are balanced out in karmic debt, are balanced out by you paying them back by doing double as many constructive things, right? And so I just wanted to show people, like, notice the comparison in the hood, how, yeah, the grandma plants ain't in front of the house no more. Grandma ain't got no garden in front of the crib no more. You go in the house, ain't no plants in the house. Ain't no nothing that supports an ecosystem that says, I love Mother Nature. And you see how fast we die. You see how fast we get sick. You see how fast we get stressed, anxiety, how fast we get taken fast, how fast we get lied to, how fast we get everything to. And you see, wonder why, how that evil motherfucker over there that just did this to this child and did that to this person. Man, guess what? That motherfucker water his lawn every morning. Ain't that a bitch?
Wow. So in the movie Avatar, they wanted the metal that was under the tree. So the movie, in essence, they wanted to cut down a tree. Now, the ironic part about it is that Avatar was about the metal called unobtainium. But in real
they let you know there's some shit that is unobtainable.
Right.
They call it motherfucker unobtainium.
That's crazy.
Letting you know, letting you know you will not be able to obtain this, white boy.
Yeah.
And that's I like him too. He a white dude that be playing a lot of them. I like him, man. I forgot I just seen a good movie where he played in, man. I forgot his name right now, but that nigga that be getting in it.
So in my theory, the movie Avatar was about unobtainium, but my theory comes in is saying that in real life it was about the gas oxygen attacking the OXY gene. So if we look, there's a come on now, that's right.
God damn, man. Look at the heritage that they deny us in school, man. Devil Tower is an astounding geologic feature that protrudes out of the prairie surrounding the Black Hills. It's considered sacred by indigenous people. And y'all, and we about to break it down, man. We about to break it down, man. Go keep going, Crow.
Well, as of recently, this PowerPoint is old, but as of recently, scientists did a radiation CAT scan or something with a drone, and under the earth they found a root system. This was like maybe the end of last year or something, but just recently they found a root system confirming that this is in all actuality a tree.
Yep, a giant petrified stone tree. Remember that big giant that we seen? That big giant was a petrified giant. A petrified giant. But let's keep going.
Okay, you know, I hate that it's called a devil in terms of what it is, but let's keep going.
Well, devil is lived, spelled backwards, people. You guys gotta break your mind away from words and break your mind into the meaning of words. And they tell you the devil is in the details. So y'all gotta understand there's a reason why they got a card in the tarot deck called the devil card.
Teach. Okay. All right, let's keep going. So no one knows how Devil's Tower formed. Now this is from Devil's Tower Geology, scienceviews.com. The tower is formed, semicolon, an ongoing debate. Geologists agree that Devil's Tower was formed by the intrusion, forcible entry of molten rock into or between other rock formations of igneous material. What they cannot agree upon is how exactly that process took place.
Well, we can explain it right now. We can explain how the process took place. Please look up the phrase, please Google the phrase petrified definition. And we're going to show you how this shit took place. Just put not petrified wood, just put petrified definition. Just the term petrified.
Petrified.
Boom. Second definition of organic matter, which means Mother Nature. And this is anything in Mother Nature, but it's specifically to wood and fleshy, bony substances. It says changed into a stony substance, ossified. Ossified is when a certain level of oxygen and a certain level of other minerals and elements get inputted into it, and it changes it from an organic state into a stony stone. Medusa turn you into petrified, right? Petrified. Okay. Now,
you mean like calcified?
Well, calcified is more of calcium,
right?
It's more of the element of calcium. When you're talking about petrification, you're talking about stone, actual, and that's why I said stony. So right. You know, stony is of stone, of the mountain, which shows you over time what we actually become. Over time, we actually become stone, or back to the earth in that soil organic matter state, depending on what and who we are, right? So petrified wood. Sorry, keep going.
Petrified wood, from Latin petro, meaning rock or stone. Literally.
And remember, that's the nickname for gas, petro. Where did they get gas from? They get it from digging into the earth, into the what? The rock and the stone, and getting the crude oil. Sorry.
No, you're good. Jesus told Peter he would be the rock that he built his church upon. Peter comes from petro.
Ha! Peter Pan.
Ooh, literally wood turned into stone. is the name given to a special type of fossilized remains of terrestrial vegetation. Petrification is the result of a tree or tree-like plants having been replaced by stone via a mineralization process.
And this is another thing that shows you that our closest people are the giants, because they said that this was a petrified giant. That means he had to have some type of wood property or some nature organic property to turn into a stony state.
The organic materials making up cell walls have been replicated with minerals, mostly a silica such as opal. I forgot how to pronounce that word. Give me just a second. I'm such a nerd. I gotta find it now.
I'm telling you, find it.
Because it's gonna bother me if I don't.
I mean it.
Search pronunciation. See, I knew it was a hard word. They got it on deck.
Chalcedony.
Chalcedony?
Chalcedony.
Yep. I would have never guessed.
Oh, you wouldn't get that then.
Or quartz. Unlike other plant fossils, which are typically impressions or compressions, petrified wood is a 3D representation of the original organic material. We see here some examples. On the right is 2-dimension. On the left is 3-dimension. So on the inside, you can see where it's this material that looks like it could even have been once liquid, but now has become hardened through maybe a slow process over time. This could be the same way that a volcano cools down with liquid lava inside.
And don't that remember? And when a volcano cools down, that also turns into what? Stone, people.
A mountain is formed due to various geological processes like movement and opposition to tectonic plates. But a volcano is formed around a vent that allows magma to reach the surface of the earth. It all has to do with plate tectonics. Now, with that said, a plant would have had an old root system that reached deep down into the core of the earth, because we know that plants can crack concrete. The root system can. And with these root systems dying out would create these.
Well, I guess they don't call it a rose that grew from concrete for nothing.
Oh my God, you teaching. So now if this rose hardened, the inside of the rose would have created a canal, a channel, or a place for that hot inner earth magma to flow through to the inner of the trunk of the tree, creating a volcano. Now, for those who say something like this will be far-fetched, I wanted to show a couple of pictures. You can see, if I'll delete this one just to focus the family's attention. You can see the bottom, which is tree stumps on the beach, and you can see, I'm sorry, on the top, which is tree stumps on the beach, and you can see the bottom, which are mountains in a wetland, which could possibly be the equivalent where it's now.
No, that's petrified wood, bro. It's petrified wood from when we used to have bigger oxygen levels, and now we don't have those bigger oxygen levels, and that wood turned into a stony substance called mountain.
So on the right side, you have Pico KO grind.
That's why the mountains. Why you think why you think the mountains are rooted in the ground? Because they used to be trees.
Come on with it. So now you're going to see a 3D representation, a superimposed picture completing this, what we call a mountain. And we can very easily see how it could actually very well be a tree. And that's the actual mountain.
An X tree.
Ooh.
And got a new job now. You was living your life as a tree, getting it in. Now you living your life as the stone people. You live in your life. You live in your life. Remember, they always tell you, and remember in the Bible, they tell you in the Bible, when Moses viewed God, God said, you can't see my whole self. I'm going to let you see my backside. And his backside was big as the mountain. Giants.
Oh, you teaching.
Giants, man. I'm going to find that shit before we go about to find it while you preach. Get it poppin'.
Okay. So I was just kind of playing around with this, I guess. But anyway, this is
Boom. So that's in Exodus 33 and 17. So you go to Exodus 33 and 17.
New International Version or King James?
You know, I do King James. That's where the magic at. That's 16:11, baby.
Okay. And the Lord said unto Moses, I will do this thing also that thou hast spoken, for thou hast found grace in my sight, and I know thee by name.
And keep going and go to the next one.
Where was I at? 33 and 7?
Yeah, 33 and 17.
Oh, 17. Okay. And he said, I beseech thee, shew me thy glory. And he said, I will make all goodness pass before thee, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord before thee, and I will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and will shew mercy on whom I will.
Yeah, keep going.
Unto whom I will shew mercy. And he said, thou canst not see my face, for there shall be no man see me and live. And the Lord said, behold, there is a place by me, and thou shalt stand upon a rock.
Mountain. Keep going.
And it shall come pass, while the glory passeth by, that will be put thee into a cliff of the rock, and will cover thee with my hand while I pass by. And I will take away mine hand, thou shalt see my back parts, but my face shall not be seen.
Boom. So basically, God just told them, look what I'm about to do. I'm about to pass by you. I'm so big I can pass by you and just cover your whole view with my hand and walk by you. And when I get past you, I'll put my hand down and you can see my backside, my back parts. By the rock.
Right.
By the big ass tree where big ass giants go chill on. I'm pretty sure big ass giants go chill under and kick it under big ass trees.
It's only right.
It's only natural.
Yeah. So let's talk about oxygen just a little bit more. Do you mind?
Oh man, I love oxygen.
So we breathe air that is 21% oxygen. So I don't want people to think air is 100% oxygen. It's not.
It's been reversed. It used to be the other way around, like 80-something%, 85, 90% oxygen, and 10% all of the other stuff. But now the game has been reversed, and this is why I feel like we're so small. I feel like I'm telling you, when shit shift, it'll happen like Honey, I Blew Up the Kids, or Honey, like right now we're in a version of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. But there's a version I feel like we can make it to that Honey, I Blew Up the Kids, and we blow up again.
Right. So now this little blurb reads, and it asks the question, is it harmful to breathe 100% oxygen? This is from How Stuff Works. So you might think that breathing 100% oxygen would be good for us, but actually it can be harmful. So the short answer is pure oxygen is generally bad and sometimes toxic. I'll explain how that works in just a second, folks. Give me a second. Number 2, 10 interesting things about air, climate change, vital signs. Air is mostly gas. The air in Earth's atmosphere is made up of approximately 78% nitrogen and 21% oxygen. We can't even breathe oxygen like we used to. That's where we're at now in this dilapidated state. However, the doctor and I were talking. I'm talking to the listening audience now. The doctor and I were talking, the chakra doctor and I, we're talking about this whole movement of going vegetarian, then eventually going vegan, and in the future, when everybody goes vegan, people will go to the next step, and the next step is becoming a breatharian, where we don't eat anymore, we just breathe. So in the future, like now, oh, you still eat pork? In the future, they'll be like, oh,
You still eat? Period. You still eat food?
So
and then remember, I'm an aspiring breatharian, and yeah, man, it is a tough mountain to climb, but a mountain that must be climbed nonetheless.
well, a lot of us smokers are breatharians. Remember, a lot of times when you smoke, it's not the THC, it's not
Nope.
it's not the nicotine, it's the process of controlled, deep, slow breathing. So it's the same thing as when you have a panic attack and you go get a brown paper bag. Well, there's nothing medicinal inside the bag. It's just a mechanism to help control your breathing, no different than a cigarette, a hookah, a blunt, a joint, something to control your breathing. So we have to understand the science of air, and the ritual, the ceremony of breathing. I digress.
Yeah, breathing is life, man. That's what it took to animate the body, the breath of life.
The breath of life, in Genesis chapter 2, correct.
And that's why, when you look into meditation, which they mention in the Bible over 40 or 50 times, then you come across this secret thing where you see a lot of people meditating. One of the biggest parts of meditation, if not the biggest part of meditation, is controlling of the breath.
1,000,000% accurate. So, altitude, oxygen chart by higher peak. Although air contains 20.9% oxygen at all altitudes, lower air pressure at high altitude makes it feel like there is a lower percentage of oxygen. Last one. Why does breathing pure oxygen kill you? This is coming from Quora. Answer. Breathing pure oxygen kills you because it destroys the normal gas balance with carbon dioxide. So, folks, if we had a different gas balance, we could easily breathe the oxygen of old. But because of our current gas balance, we can't do that. It's no different than flying in a plane and your ears popping. In the lungs required for effective oxygenation on the cellular level. That's why some modern life-saving applications prefer using carbogen instead of pure oxygen. Carbogen is 95-5 mixture of oxygen to carbon dioxide. Now, with that said, as always, I want to take y'all back to Avatar. I'm not going to get off that movie. So get used to me. Doc, could you read this little blurb I got here, please?
And it says, they can't breathe the air, but they can pollute it. Look at the background in this scene.
So we look at the movie Avatar and we remember that in the movie, they couldn't breathe the air. Not saying it was a different type of air, saying that based off that big ass tree, it was very possible that they had 100% oxygen on that planet.
Right.
But just like we have done here and we've attacked the air system, they're doing the same thing on Pandora. They're attacking the air system. I just want to point that out. But with
for real. And remember, y'all, we're in the age of Aquarius, and Aquarius is air, and this is so important. Why is can anybody tell me why is the age of Aquarius so important? While Dr. Crumb finishes. Keep going, brother.
So, and I think that's a beautiful segue. So in this one, we see our sun and the red sun. And it says, this was the location of the sun in Sirius at the beginning of the age of Pisces. So this is our planet right here. And we are at the darkest time in our lives. I'm sorry, in our planet's life. Once this sun comes back over here, and this sun comes back over here, we will have it will be very bright at this point. We will be so close to both of these suns, and we'll be in an age of enlightenment, versus when the story of Jesus or these religious dogmas started coming into place. This was the darkest point in the period of our earth, which is the age of Pisces. When the suns come back together, our galaxy will brighten up, and this is going to be the dawn of the age of Aquarius.
So the actual answer to why is the age of Aquarius and air so important, because in actuality, the air ages are the only true free ages. Why? Let's analyze it. They could charge you for the fire, aka the sun, aka the electricity, the power. They can charge you for the earth, aka the land and the things upon the land. They even charging us for the water. And if they could, they would, but they can't, so they ain't. They would charge us, and they would charge us for air. Air is the only element that they can't make us pay a bill for. Now, what symbolizes its freedom, it symbolizes that the air ages, be it Aquarius, be it Gemini, be it Libra, these ages always have a big label or theme, or whatever that theme is, having an underlying freedom with that theme. And so the age of Aquarius is a definitely important age, because a lot of freedom is about to spring forth, simply because the element of air cannot be tamed.
Teach. Now, I know that to get a vote or whatever, I asked the family to say love gang, and that's just out of respect for the platform. But I must admit, when I'm on my platform, I asked the family for a 666, and I think some people might be spooked out by that, but 666 is simply the
6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, crucial. Black cat, I got 9 lives. Ascension of future.
And with that said, that is us right now, but that's not always going to be us.
So hold on. So do you think when we were at the 999, we were the giants?
Ooh, that's a good question.
That's a great one right there. Remember, 666 is what we're at right now. So that means we've digressed. That means we've fallen like the good book says. Lucifer fallen from heaven. Lucifer meaning our light. We're all light, and we're all bringing it. We're all bearing the light that we bring. So therefore, we are Lucifer, and therefore, as us bringing down, coming down to this level of 6 protons, 6 neutrons, 6 electrons, were we at the 9 proton, 9 neutron, 9 electron sequence as giants, or what?
Well, I know when the giant thing was, during that time, we were more physical. We're about to go into a time where we're going to be less physical.
So you're saying, so wait a minute. All right, so now here we go. Are we moving up or down? Are we progressing forward or moving backward?
Well, of course, it's a matter of perception. Now, some people would easily say we're moving backwards. However, it could be seen that we're moving forward, because when we're dealing with the giants, that was a density. We were in a lower dimension with a higher density. Now we're going to a higher dimension with a lower density, just like with the oxygen, the density is becoming lower and lower and lower.
So, because you know how they say the greatest things is in the smallest package, like the atoms and the particles and the molecules, right, in the cells. So, you know, is it the higher that we're getting, reaching up in number, the smaller that we're getting? Wait a minute, ready for this shit? Did we digress, or is this the middle stage before we actually go Ant-Man into the 999 and we shrink into that, you know, nothingness?
Well, I think you're reading my mind. Go back to Fern Gully. Remember, in Avatar, they got bigger. In Fern Gully, they got
smaller, like on Benjamin Button.
Now, if I can get you to read this little blurb here, I think you'll find this interesting as we continue.
It says, our bodies will, the logo in the way, our bodies will something. Our bodies will become less physical as the sun, as the what?
Yeah, the sun.
As the sunlight becomes stronger. We will lose atomic mass, 5 neutrons. We'll lose our root chakra and gain a new chakra above our crown. We will stop eating and breathing like we used to and absorb light energy just like a plant. We will have crystal light bodies called Merkabas. So I always teach people that when you activate your light body, you're activating your Merkaba. Yeah, man, I feel like FCA yoga and chakra activation plays a big part in that shit.
You know, and I tell the family, these holidays, the word holiday, if you look the etymology up, it's really holy day. And these holy days are doing celestial alignments. Remember, last year we just had the Christmas star with the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction. When I say these alignments are real, I'm not being funny. I'm being.
And I'm even talking about the Pluto return, man.
And the Pluto return. So now
on 222.
So now when we go through these holidays, they keep trying to make us eat to keep us dense and to stop us from getting downloads.
But look at this. You ready for this? Look at those carbon atoms. Don't that look like little planets and a solar system and stuff?
Come on.
Like the microcosm mimics the macrocosm, man. We just got to step into alignment with it.
So now they want you to eat on 4th of July. They want you to eat on Christmas. They want you to eat on Thanksgiving. They want you to eat on New Year's. Now these
days, they want you to eat 3 times a day every day.
So now if you just slow down on the eating thing, you'll get more downloads. The number one cause of nightmares is overeating. If you stop eating.
Wait. Woo! The number one cause of nightmares is overeat. So if y'all having bad dreams, check your diet, man.
Check it. And if you want to get downloads and think clear, whether you sleep or are awake, go and just slow down and fast a little bit.
Yes, man. Shit. Remember, it's called a fast. When you fast, things speed up.
Oh, you teaching. Come on.
And you don't have any debris of eating in the way of your system's basically traveling. When the things are traveling through your system, they don't have to wade themselves through a mineral parade of minerals or lack of minerals that you digested from food or what you think is food, because it's drugs masquerading as food. This is why it's called the Food and Drug Administration. And I always wonder why would the hell they put the food and the drug in the same administration together?
Well, go back to the Hippocrates oath. Let your medicine be your food and your food be your medicine.
You ready for this shit? This called a Hippocrates. This nigga's a hypocrite.
Right.
They lying.
Now, I also wanted to point out when we lose 5 neutrons, that's going to give us 1 neutron, 6 protons. We don't count the electrons technically, so we're going to evolve from carbon 666 to carbon 7. If you add the 6 and the 1, you're going to get 7 because we don't count the electrons when we look at the weight of a element. So this is called the carbon 7 evolution, where we evolved into a less physical being, where we don't have a physical body, and we have a light body called a Merkaba or Merkaba. And this is alluding to something, because we're going to lose that root chakra, but we're going to gain another chakra above our crown chakra. It's already happening. Our children, more indigo children are being born more connected to the spiritual than the physical. There's a war being waged on our children with these shots.
Man, you seen that baby that was born and like not even an hour out of the womb, the baby got his head up looking around like it's been around for months.
So now, doctor, I wanted to say, you may have noticed yes, I have seen that. You may have noticed a wave of children in the new era coming down with things like Asperger's syndrome. They're saying a high functioning autism, things like that. These children don't have Asperger's. Now, the autism is a different thing, but these other children, they don't have Asperger's. They're not high functioning autistics. They're indigo children. Go back to the movie Avatar. How come the Avatar look like an indigo star? Your baby is a star seed indigo child, and you're gonna have to deal with this Avatar blue baby that you got, and don't try to drug it.
And remember, indigo, aka Indian, they're the ones that got the blue gods.
Woo! Tap in.
They're the ones that got the blue gods. My Dr. Gandhi and them, man. I just did a live with Dr. Gandhi earlier today. Yeah. So
tap in, Jake.
You understand?
So with that said,
boom, booyah! If you don't know, now you know. You see right there, you got that motherfucking 8 right there, that infinity. So you see how that infinity going right there? Those two waves are going. And so remember when he was talking about that root, he said there's a root or a route under the mountainous petrified wood tree mountain. And it's ironic how there is the root chakra of the earth is located in America. Now, this is why I don't believe in the from Africa theory, people. Okay? I don't believe in the from Africa theory because life don't start at the heart chakra. Life don't start at the vocal chakra. Life starts at what? The root chakra. When I was coming up, they had a TV show called Roots.
Right.
And they programmed us to make me believe that I came from over here where the 5th chakra and the 5th chakra is at, right? Right? And you see the 5th chakra is right there in Africa. Now, remember how the energy travels. It starts at the root. Remember, we start at the root. We breathe through our root chakra. Boom. It travels down to your sacral chakra. Boom. Then it goes. Now, look, you think it don't go back up. It keeps going, and it's making that smiley face. So leaving from the sacral chakra, the energy is traveling, and it's going right here to your what? To your solar plexus over there where you see the Australia at. And once you understand, like, wait a minute, everything starts off at the root chakra. So how are they telling me that everything started at the vocal chakra? You're telling me everything started off with but ready for this? It might be. I could be wrong, because guess what the Bible say? In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word is the vocal chakra. Ooh. So what's the real? What's the deal?
So just like we're going to lose our root chakra, the earth will lose its root chakra. So what would that look like? Let's see. This will be in the form of an earthquake. California will break along the San Andreas Fault line.
And they teach them this in California schools. All Californians are taught this in their schools, that one day that fault line is going to break and Cali going to fall into the river. Because
the earth is going to lose its root chakra and become less physical, just like you and I are going to lose our root chakra in the carbon 7 evolution and become less physical. We're not going to lose weight. We're going to lose atomic mass.
I like to think that FCA yoga, miracle food, money magic, Eaton's garden, affirmation Bible, and all of the other modalities I'm introducing. I like to think that is going to play a nice, big chunk, major part in that evolutionary process.
So the San Andreas Fault is a continental transform fault that extends 750 miles through California. It forms a tectonic plate boundary between the Pacific plate and the North American plate. With that said, once that plate falls in, a lot of the physical will disappear. We're going to become less physical, and this part will go underwater. Remember, the highest flatland in the world in America is Stone Mountain, Georgia. So that land won't go underwater. However, if you look right here, just as it is above, it is below. Land will go down, other land will come up. So this land I told you that Stone Mountain, that's Atlanta. This land right here that's going to come up, that's Atlantis. So
the return of the Atlanteans next on the next files.
This was a Nostradamus prediction, just for those who may not be aware of it. Is California really sinking? California is sinking, and fast. This is according to revealnews.org. California is sinking and fast. While the state's drought-induced sinking is well known, new details highlight just how severe it has become and how little the government has done to monitor it.
They showed you in that movie 2012, huh? And didn't California fall in the river in the movie 2012 or something like that?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Last summer, scientists recorded the worst sinking in at least 50 years. Here's where we tie it in. In addition, some land will float based on the higher chakras. In the movie, if you haven't watched the movie, you're going to have to go watch the movie. Period.
Yeah, period.
In the movie, there are lands that are floating. As it is above, it is below. If there are lands that are sinking, other lands are going to come up. We saw the same thing, this carbon-7 evolution where things become less physical. This is what we're going to see in the movie Avatar, dealing with these giants. Cutting trees, part 2. These are not mountains. These are tree stumps. At its height, this tree trunk is 2.5 miles across. The tree full grown would reach 10 miles into the sky.
10 miles into, you know how far that is? That's,
come on. So
10 miles in the sky. Wow.
These are not mountains. What are these, doctor?
Old, chopped down, ancient trees. And they said when ancient mountains crumble. I used to wonder what that meant when ancient mountains crumble. And because mountains don't really crumble. You'll never see a mountain crumble. Show me one mountain that crumbled outside of that didn't get blown up by a missile. Mountains just don't naturally crumble. But you can attest that to the fact that that they're not mountains, actually. They're petrified trees, wood turned into stone, okay? And they will never crumble because they're routed in the earth, which means they're still not dead. They just transition into a different state of being, which is what? Mountainous.
Right.
And I'm telling you, you're not going to find mountains crumbling. Why? Because they're not mountains. They're actually trees. Period.
All right. Brother, I wanted to ask, have you heard the story of Paul Bunyan?
Refresh my memory.
So Paul Bunyan was a story, a kid's story about this dude who was a giant for all intents and purposes, and he was hell bent on cutting down trees.
Yep.
Now, a lot of people may say, I don't know, for you a lot, I don't know, but some people may say, hey, you know what, this whole giant cutting down tree thing and you referencing that is somewhat of a reach. And I'll accept that.
Well, no, you ain't got to reach. All you got to do is replay the clip from Instagram, and we'll show you where you reaching, nigga.
Okay. So I wanted to ask the family, if this is right and exact in terms of the next one, because I want to just connect this. Is there a connection with giants and cutting down trees?
Remember the Tower of Babel? Tower of Babel said that they try to build a tower up to heaven. Well, who live up in heaven? God. Well, what the fuck God do up in heaven? It was less dense, like Brother Crumb said, with these floating land spaces with fucking giants on the motherfucker, man. And look at Jack trying to Jacob's ladder to beanstalk his way up to the motherfucking heavens to holler at the giant ass fucking feet 5'4" from.
If I have drawn a connection between giants and cutting down trees a second time over with Jack and the Beanstalk, can somebody type in Love Gang for me? I mean, somebody talk black to me. Can you type in Love Gang if I have once again connected the dots on giants and cutting? We know how how did they kill the giant? Oh, it's easy. You don't want to be a giant, cut down the trees.
Well, play the Instagram.
Okay.
Play it for one more time for the people that didn't see it.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me just go pull up. It's in the text message you sent me, and I'm gonna hit this button, and I'm gonna. Oh, can you see that?
You gotta make it bigger so they can see it. And refresh it, let it play.
Okay. Come on, dag nabbit. You're giving me a hard time. Where's my unmute button at?
No, it's oh, you gotta press play. You never press play. Oh.
What's going on here? Brother, I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's right here, idiot. I'm sorry. That was my fault, family. Wow. User error.
Now, so now they're going down to this, and you can see it sure looks like it's like a statue. But then they came to here, boom, and I was just blown away. That's the guy's ribs. There's no question. Those are his ribs. Those are his ribs all the way down here. That is his lung. It's the right colors for the ribs, the marrow of the ribs, the red from the lungs, and the part of the lung picks up stuff that is a different color because it's being transitioned into oxygenated. Then just below that you have the liver and so forth. And I mean, it's I don't know what else to say. This is an Egyptian that was petrified. I mean, it doesn't get any clearer than that. There's his ribs. Boom, 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 boom. You can see him coming right, just like that. Now, so
there you go, man.
There you go.
Petrified. Remember, he was organic material that turned into a stony, mountainous substance. You understand? So I implore you people to actually get it in and go look at the motherfucking script. And they got this littered with giants, dragons, big monolithic creatures that no longer are, supposedly no longer exist. Are they in the inner earth? Are they cloaked behind some veil like on the Truman Show and waiting for us to be a level of consciousness enough to understand their existence or accept that they doing a fish bowl, dome bowl, whatever you want to call it, flat earth experiment on us? Or, what's really going on, And it keeps telling you how the Jack cut the beanstalk down, or how it keeps showing you the story how the Giants lost, and we were the ones that gave them the loss. What happened? Did the giants and the dinosaurs battle it out and shit got messed up? Did we you know, did we team up with the giants, beat the dinosaurs, and then after we beat the dinosaurs, we turned on the giants and got them too? You know, and chopped them down like trees? Are the giants are the reason why that we cut down trees is because, you know, they were cutting down giants or giant ancestry. You know, it's so many things I have to analyze now because I come from giants.
Right.
You know, African giants. Oh, let's get it. Oh, that's crazy.
So if you look it up, and I encourage you to, you can look up Footprint of God. It's in South Africa. It's a footprint of God found in South Africa. A giant footprint named Footprint of God was recently found in South Africa in a rough granite about 4 feet long. With this foot size, a person who would leave it behind must have been 24 feet tall.
A 4 foot foot. A 4 foot foot.
Right. The foot of God, the footprint of God, you know, and again, family, we're not asking anybody to believe anything. You got to do your own research. Hey, Crumb, that's not real. Well, go look it up to see if it's really real, because it is real. You know, it's very real.
Man,
that's a scary part.
Do you have any more visuals to feast our eyes on?
Yeah. So, just like you were saying, these.
Now, hold on, before you go. Are those statues or are those petrified giants, people?
That's the question.
We gotta go and analyze this shit. Are they looking at statues made by human beings so that people can marvel and say, look at what we human beings made? Or is that giant petrified giants? Like, for real. And if they are giant petrified giants, what the hell are they doing sitting down so perfectly? Why are they sitting down so perfectly? Did they decide to die and or transition to a smaller state of being, like living in a little small body? Are the giants petrified because the consciousness of the giant got knocked out of them and into smaller bodies?
Now, this right here is a giant. Is what it looks like. These are grown ass men. This is like a giant.
I'm telling you, fucking grown. It's like, bro, they just gave me a whole new meaning to grown. Yup, look at X-Men. Somebody said X-Men Apocalypse was a giant. Galactus is a giant. Thanos is a giant. On the movie The Eternals, the Celestials are giants. The Eternals are the Eternals are the little people, and the Celestials are the giant. The Celestials are the giant parents.
So here we have giants.
The Eternals, sorry.
No, yep. 5 to 6 meter tall giant king in ancient Egypt.
How tall is 6 meters?
How tall is 6 meters in feet? How tall is 6 meters in feet?
6 meters is equivalent to 19 feet, 8.22 inches.
Oh, 20 feet. 20 feet tall.
Nigga, 20 feet tall, man.
Now, this Sumerian picture is almost identical to its Egyptian counterpart in the slide above. I wanted to ask the audience, if it is, I'm gonna get a love gang. If it's not, 666. Are these the same pictures, just different cultures? I don't know.
And also, so to the left, that's the human creations bowing and serving the giants. So this is what I'm saying. Did the humans turn on the giants after the giants beat the reptiles? Did the giants beat the reptiles, send the reptiles underground in the earth, started running the earth, and gave too much trust to their human counterparts, and the human counterparts turned on the giants, and now they became petrified? Like, what is the narrative, man. I just know that we come from giants.
I agree.
Optimus Prime, Transformers, he was a giant.
He was. That's true. Now, giant Egyptian man in boat. This is a 2D ancient painting. Some people say it was just a painting, but you're going to see a 3D model, which is the exact same giant man in the boat. He's definitely a giant man. We're going to see the same giant guy who had his hands pushing the boat into the water or something to that effect, and he big as hell.
Crumb.
Yeah.
You remember in the movie Gods of Egypt how they were giants?
What, like the
giant put the TV? There's a movie that came out in 2016 or something like that, called Gods of Egypt. If you Google Gods of Egypt movie giants, or Gods of movie Gods of Egypt giants, the gods that were played by, even though they were played by white people, the gods of Egypt were these big giants. Horus was a big giant. Everybody was a big giant.
Giants. Go to video. Goddess, a giant snake. Let's see if I can go to images. They giving me a hard time.
Yeah, well, y'all check out the movie Gods of Egypt, and it shows you how they're these big giants because they're human. They have like a few human interactions, and the humans are like puny, tiny compared to them. Like a quarter of a fingertip is how big the human is, almost to the giant on the Gods of Egypt. It's crazy.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So here's
look at that right there, man.
In the middle, this dude is big as hell, and this dude is regular size, I guess.
And he tall. He come up to his knee. Just imagine you're 6 feet tall and you standing up next to the giant and you don't even reach his knee.
That's crazy. So here's a statue laying on its back.
So those giant Olmec heads, are those petrified giant Olmec heads?
Ooh, good question.
Or the Olmec giants?
Ooh. Now we see how big this is compared to this truck.
Why do the Olmec heads? Fucking head bigger than a Mack truck. That's crazy. Mack truck head ass.
Olmec heads.
Olmec heads. Are those actual petrified stone heads of Olmec giants?
Wow, amazing.
Man, because it's too perfect. They look like they all died with like the smile on their face, like they chose to go or something and leave out of these big bodies and go do something else or some shit.
That's funny.
Or it might be some magical effect, like when a giant dies, he petrifies.
Right. So everybody's carrying this coffin like it got to be kind of big as this is a giant. Right.
I believe so.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. I don't know. Recorded record of obelisk construction and giant human builders.
Right. Keyword: giant human builders. These giants were giant humans, people. These giants were like the aliens are the superhuman black people giants. Big. That's what the big head science is all about. The big head mean he was a fucking giant, bro.
So here you can see a dude. And I didn't do anything. This is just how it came. Melanated. And these people are ultra melanated, but he's big as hell. And like in this one, they come up to a little bit past his ankles. It's not even, they don't even get to the knee. So I don't know. That's pretty big. So these are people, and they're comparing them to an oryx or some type of mule or something, a horse or something.
Oh, somebody just hit it on it there. In 300, the Persian prince was a big black giant. Green giant.
Teach.
Ho, 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 ho.
Now they're going to
Factory. That's right. So there's this dude, and here's some feet, and like he's on his knees, but still like.
Wow! Look at the feet, bro.
Right.
Like your hand is big as like the quarter of a toenail or something.
So here's these little people doing some work.
Why they keep showing these little people and these big giants, bro?
Mm-hmm.
So not only are they showing you in all of the hieroglyphs, they're showing you in actual real time the discovered petrified statue.
This one's big as hell as well, and everybody's serving them. So the giants apparently like they was running ish.
And I'm telling you, and they was running shit, and they got caught slipping, and the humans laid up there and snaked them.
So he's small as hell. He's big as hell. So I think these are just interesting pictures where we see like this giant is looking down on or feeding this person water, and here's some. I don't know if that's a woman, but this person's still a giant though. Still, I don't know. These people are big as hell.
Big as hell. Damn.
So it says in Prehistoric Egyptian Giants, 1881, when Professor Somebody was engaged in exploring.
This nigga always do the. Hold on, what's his name, man? First, let me see. Let me call it. Let me see. Make it bigger. Make it bigger. Let me see. I can't.
Professor Timmerman.
Oh, like Zimmerman.
Yeah.
Professor Somebody.
Was engaged in exploring the ruins of an ancient temple of Isis on the banks of the Nile, 16 miles down the river. He opened a roll of tombs in which some prehistoric race of giants had been buried. The smallest skeleton.
Oh man, they just said that so casually.
Out of some 60 odd, which were examined during the time Zimmerman was excavated.
Zimmerman.
Timmerman measured 7 feet and 8 inches in length, and the largest 11 feet and 1 inch. Memorial tablets were discovered in great numbers, but there was no record of that even hinted that they were in a memorial of men of extraordinary size. It is believed that the tomb dates back to the year 1043 BC, and again, this is the Temple of Isis on Philae Island, with the newspaper account detailing the discovery of Egyptian.
Can you type in Crest Unity Center? Crest
Unity Center.
Crest Unity Center images. They got Isis and Osiris in front of their African church, and the statues are big as hell. It's a giant statue of.
Should I type in Christ Unity Center statue?
No, not Crest. KRST.
Oh wow.
Right there. There they go right there. There they go, the Giants, man. They're showing you, bro. This is in Los Angeles, California. I'm a member of that African Spiritual Science Center. And bro, I when I seen it, it was like, oh, look at this, how big we used to be. Used to be huge. We used to be huge, bro.
Incredible. Wow. Okay. I gotta go there. So these are some tombs from the Isis.
That's where I met old girl at Eve.
Yeah, shout out to Eve, Vetta White.
Shout out to Eve. Yeah.
So these were in the Isis tomb, temple, where you would find these really big mummies at. But this mummy shouldn't be here. This is in California. Sorry. All right, so continuing on. So, brother, if you go to the book of Numbers in the 13th book in the 33rd chapter, 333, it talks about a giant named Anak. I'm sorry, you still with me?
Yeah.
It talks about a giant named Anak. And
what it says? Go back.
Oh, okay.
And we even saw giants there, the descendants of Anak. And we felt as small as grasshoppers, and that is how we must have looked to them. Wow.
So when I look at the word Anak, I can't help but think about Anunnaki.
Anunnaki.
Who
That's
were
the
giants.
story of Lucifer and Lilith right there, baby.
So the Anunnaki were giants according to Zechariah.
What? But remember, in Kemetic lore, they tell you, or Kemetic history, they tell you that Anu fashioned man from clay on the potter's wheel. So Anu is short for Anunnaki.
And for those who don't know, it was Zechariah Stitchin who brought us the story of the Anunnaki, and it was Zechariah Stitchin who said the Anunnaki was giants. So when I see a Bible verse talking about the descendants of Anak, I can't help but to figure that they're talking about the Anunnaki. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's a reach, but we do see giants in the Bible. And I feel like this has been, a very, informative build because the facts are there. It's been about 2 hours, brother. I was going to retire, but I just wanted to share that with the people and build with the love gang.
Man, this shit is blowing my mind away. I got to reevaluate my life. Real shit. I've been suspected that, we come from something big, but not nothing this big.
Right. Yeah. Ooh.
I would have never thought we came from anything this big.
Well, brother, I wanted to say, I just want to thank you for having me on. Shout out to the platform.
Till next time, brother.
Peace.
Dudes, you already know. Yeah, man, this shit is crazy. Man. And that's just my first one. Watch this other shit I got with the Giants. And I got some other shit I'm going to bring with the Giants. And we going to knock it down, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Till next time, if y'all have any questions, cares, concern, hit me up. And I'm going to get at y'all. At the number at the bottom. Get y'all vaccine exemption. Come get y'all money magic. Come get y'all FCA yoga. Come get y'all miracle food. Come get y'all learning. Come get everything, man. Peace. Y'all already know what it is.